Hey everybody. So I've been messing around, playing around. I posted some pictures and everybody's asking what I've done. So I made some more modifications today. So I'll explain what I have going on. And I just took it out for a test drive and it went amazing. So I'm pretty impressed with it. Burned up another servo, but it was going anyway. And I think I had the steering jammed up. So this started off as a C14 ready to run. Got it off of Amazon. I ordered another C24 kit off of Amazon. It wasn't the KM or anything fancy. So, and it's went from there. You guys have seen the pictures of it put together. So, today my dual speed transmission just came in. So I put that in. I had to play around with getting the servo and where it would shift, but it's in, it's functioning, and it goes great. So we'll start with the rear. And understand, this is still the plastic axles. The tires and rims are the C54 set. You know, they got the foam inserts. I haven't even glued them. I haven't had to. Plastic axles. So after playing around, the rear suspension is still the stock plastic link at the bottom. Stock shocks. And, you know, I've ordered some of the cheap stuff on Amazon to try it out. So when you buy I bought the metal link kit, and it came with the other shocks. You know, with the coil springs and the oil-filled shocks. Well, it also gives you the adapter. So by putting the adapter up a hole so they're facing forward and going to, I had to drill out the hole, and you can see where I indexed the screw that goes into the shock. And then, as you can see, I took a Dremel tool and ground this down for the bottom of the bed. Now, I have the metal adjustable links on top because that really gives you the throw to adjust your pinion angle. So you can keep your drive shaft angle, you know, within the 2.5, 3 degrees that you need. So there's the rear end. We have the 2-speed transmission. And I did do the Wpl metal drive shafts. So the back is pretty simple. It's pretty easy. I had the pen springs in the shocks, but it flexed so much, and it would just, I mean, it would tuck, and it would stall out with the 180 motor when the tire hit the body. So I put the stock springs back in it, and as you can see, it's still pretty flexible. The electronics, I'm not good with the electronics. I don't understand a lot of the stuff. So the plug and play directions from Wpl, I'm just running the V3, the Res 3, whatever, the setup from Wpl, and it works fine for everything I'm going to do. I will say I wish there was one more channel so that I could run a light bar. It's one of the 1/10 scales, but it's actually about, I mean, it's kind of big for the Toyota, but for my son's 6-wheeler, it, like, would be perfect. We set it up there. You can run it off of the winch control. And it's kind of neat off of the winch because it adjusts the power, so the brightness. But maybe somebody can help me, send me a message, tell me how to, what radio to use, where I can run the winch, the 2-speed, and the light bar. So anyway, back to the front. I ordered the C34, C44 link arms, just to try those out. And what they did is they extended the wheelbase. So that's what I'm using in the front. Not sure if I'm going to switch out the upper links for the adjustable so I can change the pinion angle. I still have to play around with that for a little bit. Metal drive shaft and those links, plastic axle, the stock axle. So now as we come to the front, like I said, that link kit I bought off of Amazon, it came with the metal bracket for the axle. So I just welded on a piece of flat stock and ground it out. And that is what made my bracket for the axle mounted servo. Metal adjustable drag link. The stock plastic bar is fine. I need to upgrade to metal axles. The shocks, I have the pen springs, and what the shocks are is it was out of an electrical fixture, almost like an extension ring for a receptacle, a wall, a plug socket for your wall. And all I did is I chucked the threaded end into the drill press, and I took a file. I turned the drill press on, so as the bolt's spinning, I took a file and ground down the head until it fit in the shock body. And then I'm using regular pen springs. So as you can see, you saw the pictures of the flex. In the rear, it's a little stiff with the stock springs in the back. With the pen springs in the back, it was super flexy. But it would bind up. The axle would come up and the tire would hit into the body. And it would jam up. So the suspension is a little stiffer than what I want. I haven't went with the weighted wheels or anything like that yet. So I want to put a little more weight on the body. I'm in the process. Well, let me back up. So as you can see, everything will fit. I got to put the electronics tray back in. The front suspension, and with the pen springs, it's a little stiff. Even with the pen springs, I had half a spring in it, and it did pretty good. The metal drive shafts I just put on today, they're much better than the plastic drive shafts as for the angles in which they run. So that's why I went with the full pen spring instead of having one cut in half. So let me find my pieces here. From the extra kit that I had, I used the frame you can see where I cut it off. So what I'm going to do extend the front of the frame out This isn't working so well for me. Sorry, I'm not fancy like some of these guys making the videos. But a little piece of some flat stock. I took some piano wire, made a stinger. You know, so it'll... the flat stock, I weld the stinger on. I want to bring it out so that I can set a winch in there. Not quite sure if it's long enough. So I might chop the rest of the frame off. And I need like maybe an 1/8 inch more, so I'll bring it out to here. So it'll raise the winch up and help with the approach angles as well. So that's just a little update. Everybody was asking. I gotta say, I really enjoy these WPLs. I've been in contact with, you know, the guys and through the email and on the web page. The service is great. I have no complaints. So I just wanted to share and show you guys the mods that I've done since everybody was asking. All right, you guys have a great day.